All right. Hello, hello. All right, we're talking about finding your homestead. You are ready to find your homestead. We've been doing real estate investing. I am going to absolutely be taking what I have learned to help us find our homestead. And the main takeaway from that is we will be buying an off-market property when we look for our homestead. General explanation, if you've already heard me explain this, sorry, but explain it again, is that here is your general housing market. This is where people look for property and houses. This is, they sign on to Zillow, they sign on to realtor.com and look at the houses that way. This is people who are listing their houses. They have a real estate agent. You have a real estate agent. We're all selling, yay. That's the most saturated part of the market. That's where the majority of people know where to look to get a house. That's where they're looking. So in this past real estate time where things have been absolutely bonkers, nobody could find a house. A lot of people were like, there are no houses, there are no properties for sale, which was not true. They just weren't here, okay? So there's another real estate market on top of this up here. This is your high-level houses. They sell for over $1 million, depending on where you are. Maybe it's more than that. Here, over $1 million is a very nice house. They use specific real estate agencies that are not open to everybody. I heard, because I know someone who just sold a house that way, where I never saw their house on Zillow. I never saw their house online, ever. They sold it up here. They sold it within the same brokerage. So that's like the top tier housing market. Then there's another market. It's down here. It's not just down here. It's not just like broken bad houses. That's not what it is. It's down here, it's on the side, it's over here. It's just not in your general normally used housing market. And I call this the hidden housing market, okay? It's there. So when the market was insane and hot and people could not find properties, there were still properties for sale. Every single day there were properties for sale. I know because I saw them. I saw them online. You know where to look. I was getting emails about them. There were absolutely properties for sale. They just weren't for your everyday buyer. So this is where real estate investors, real estate agents, only specific real estate agents, they have access to a lot more information than the normal person. But you know what? The normal person can get access to those too. You just have to know where to look. So that's what we're going to be talking about. That being said, if you're here and you're looking for real estate investing, while we're going to be using a lot of the same principles that you use in real estate investing, what we're doing here is absolutely going to be targeted towards people who are looking for a homestead to live on. So it's going to be different. When we were doing real estate investing, we were looking for properties that a lot of people would be interested in. You're looking for high margins and you're looking for a lot of people interested in that property, which means basically looking in cities or like right around cities. No real estate investor that I know of is going out and looking for a 200-acre property in the middle of nowhere, or not even in the middle of nowhere, looking for a 200-acre property with a house on it, unless they're looking to then subdivide it and turn it into a subdivision, which is not what we're doing. So this is going to be a little bit different. So there's some good news with that, is that the properties we are going to be interested in are not going to be also targeted by real estate investors, which is good because real estate investors have an edge a lot of times. So it's better to have less competition. There's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to be doing, but I'm going to try to chunk this up into small actionable steps so we don't get completely overwhelmed, because there is a lot that comes with all of this, and you'll kind of find your own groove and which avenue you want to go with. But to start off, we're going to start off with something that is absolutely not what you would be doing if you're real estate investing, and that is we are going to dream. Yes, you can still dream, but we're going to come up with like our dream property. Don't worry, at this point in time, if I was listening to someone and they were like, first envision your absolute dream property, I'd be like, this person really doesn't even have anything that they're going to tell me. That's not true. I do. There's two reasons why we're doing this. Number one, to try to get you pretty clear on what you're looking for. But number two, this will kind of help carry you through all of the more boring things that we're going to be doing. It can be a slog looking for real estate property. So this will help carry you through all of that. This is the fun part. We'll start with the fun. Make your wish list, your property wish list. And when I say that, I mean, like, have you ever watched House Hunters on TV? and like the couple comes on and they're like, this is what we want to buy. Our house must be on this street. It must be a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. It cannot be a 2-bathroom. It must be a 2.5 bathroom. The walls must be pink, this shade of pink. If it's too dark pink, we do not want this house. And you're like, what is going on? Okay, I want you to embody that. Go ahead and embody that. We're dreaming right now. It doesn't mean you only have to get that property, but let's like get it all out on the table. I am gonna give you my wish list. My wish list perfect property would be 100 acres minimum, up to probably like 600 acres. I think we can handle that. When I say that, I want 40 acres of those to be usable acres. Where we're located, I'm in Kentucky. The landscape, especially if you head east and you start getting into the mountains, it can be very mountainous. You can go and be like, I'm looking at a 40-acre property. It can be the side of a cliff. Like nowhere to build a house, nothing you can use at all. So when I say 100 acres, I want 40 acres of those to be usable, flat. You can put a house on it, you can put horses on it, you can build a garden on it, usable acres. I want a cave, doable. I've seen properties with them. I want a waterfall. I want a mix of woods, fields, and mountains. My woods, I want some mature lumber, mature timber. I don't want a property that's just been logged. I want a clearing at the top. I want a creek or a river or both. I want ponds, plural, preferably spring-fed. I want a historic, very old house. I do not want it to be directly on the road. I want it set back from the road. A barn, some outbuildings. I want some fencing. It has to be appropriate for horses. I would love for it to be on a dead end or quiet street. Extra points if there is a cemetery on it or a railroad. If you think that wish list was outlandish, I will tell you I've found properties that hit a lot of these boxes. So it's totally doable. Make up your ideal wish list, crazy property, and then write it down. Write it down and share it. Can you share it in the comments? Because number one, you're speaking at getting it out. Number two, it will inspire other people who maybe will see something on your list and be like, oh yeah, I want that too. Or number three, maybe someone will find it and look at it and be like, well, that's a property I have. I'll get in touch with you and let you know if you could buy it. It's a long shot, but it could happen. Okay, so that's the first thing. That was the fun part. The fun part is making your dream wish list. Everything is wonderful. It's so great. I love it. Now we're gonna start doing the most basic of basic, which is starting to get a feel for the market. This is what you're going to be doing every single day, okay? It doesn't take up a lot of time, but it will start giving you a feel for the market. First, I want you to download the Zillow app. Before I hear anything bad about Zillow, it is a great research tool, okay? It is. I use it. If you really don't want it, you can download a different app, whatever your favorite app is. I'm just going to be speaking directly with Zillow, who does not pay me at all. I have no affiliation with them at all. It's just an app I use. So download the Zillow app and you're going to go ahead and go on the search and search for your property, okay? But you want to make the parameters, don't make them like everything we just listed, make them wider. We're doing market research. I have quite a few different searches that I have saved. One of them is all of Kentucky, like search Kentucky. And then I put in minimum 100 acres. I also have one that's a minimum like 50 acres. I have a bunch of different searches with a wide range of what I'm looking for so I can get a feel for what things are going for. So say like 100 acres minimum. I check, yes, I want to look at houses. Yes, I want to look at just property. That's for me. But in listing type, I also go in and turn all those on, including the foreclosed and pre-foreclosure. Those will be important later. Those are a type of off-market property. So foreclosed and pre-foreclosure. Right now, we're still just looking, okay? We're not moving on anything. This is not where we're not finding our stuff on Zillow, okay? But this is, we're just looking. So go do that. You can set your alerts. Every day you're going to be checking to see price changes, new properties, what is pending or sold, and how much they sold for. Given enough time, you're gonna see houses that come on the market, you're gonna then see them come off. Sometimes it's in a short amount of time. If there's something I'm really interested in, not necessarily to buy, but just interested in, I'll push the heart button, and then I get pushes to my cell phone. It'll push notifications. So if I see a property come online and I'm like, oh, I really like that, and I push the heart button, and then the very next day I see pending sold, well, then I know that that was what's going on with the market. It's pretty hot. You can also go on there and see past sold properties. So if you uncheck for sale and you check sold, it'll give you all the properties within your search criteria that have sold within, I think it's the past year. I don't know if it's 6 months or a year, but it'll give you a good snapshot of like what's been going on in the past. That is also very helpful. So look at that. And then moving forward, you're gonna have the for sale and have your searches update. Like I said, I have a few different searches going. I have one for all of Kentucky. I have separate searches for like my ideal area that I wanna live in. I have some that are for 100 acres or more. I have some that are 50 acres or more. And then you can write a description so you can easily see which ones you wanna see. And when you click on the updates, it will show you all your different searches and it'll show you the most updated ones. Like you can just get a really good visual. It's very easy. Do that once a day, at least. Okay, so you've made your wish list. You have downloaded the app and made your searches. Now, step 3 that we're gonna do, tell your people that you're looking for a homestead. I know you're like, no, this is a secret thing that I'm doing. No, tell people that you're looking for a homestead, because when you tell people, then it's in their mind and they will think of you if they come across something. Will they come across something? You have a big enough network, they will. So we're doing real estate. I'm definitely a big social media person. I was sharing everything that we were doing on Facebook and posting pictures and videos and whatever. And people started contacting me. Hey, there's this property down the street. Hey, there's this. And I was like, wow, it's like your network will start working for you. So tell people. Those are the 3 main things I want you to do, but we're gonna do a bonus step right now. One of my favorite places to look for property when I just need to start dreaming bigger, if I need to start seeing more, it's like Zillow, but just for homesteading goodness property. Go to the website landandfarm.com. It's like so much better. It's so much better. Okay, so when you're on this website, it's not quite as refined as like using Zillow, but the properties on there are specifically for people like you and me. There are some off-market properties. There are some people on there who list by owner. A lot of the descriptions are a lot more rough than what you'd get from realtors, at least here in Kentucky, are more geared towards like hunters. So like I've seen properties where they don't even show the property. They just show like the deer that they've gotten from the property. I love this website. So when you go on, the way I do it is do a search and then I search for all of my whole state. I write Kentucky. There are search filters in there. So I search for, you know, a certain amount of acreage because there are so many listings. The only thing on there that I haven't quite been able to figure out is if you can filter out the ones that are not active but are pending. Just do it, list it, you can sort it. You sort it by price, you can sort it by newest, and interesting also, you can sort it by like price per acre, which can sometimes be helpful. It will get your mind, your imagination kind of going more. I also check it once a day. I have certain properties that I am actively following that I really like. So that's my 4th. So we're gonna end it there. I know that we haven't gotten any of the actual ways of finding the off-market properties, but I will tell you that market research is one of the most important things that you can do. You need to be actively every single day looking at these things. It is important, and the sooner you start it, even if you're not looking for your property right now, the sooner you start figuring out the market, the better, because you will know when to jump. You will know when an amazing once-in-a-lifetime opportunity when you see it, because you'll already know like what everything is going for and how things are going. So that is all I have for you today. I will put the next step here somewhere. And yeah, don't forget to make a comment about what you are looking for your perfect property. And I will catch you later.